You want to edit videos like a pro with no experience.
These are some of the clips I've edited: promos, social reels, content for clients, and guess what? I made them all using Filmora. In this crash course, I'm going to show you exactly how to edit this, even if you're a complete beginner.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You just downloaded Filmora 13 or you're totally new to editing. This crash course is made for you. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to import your clips, cut and edit them, add transition, and export a polished video to your Instagram, Facebook, or any social media platform. Trust me, it's going to be simple and less stressful. So, without wasting much of our time, let's get back into it. For the Filmora startup, this is how the interface used to look like. This section is where you find the project you've worked on. And this particular section, we have new project. You click on new project and start. So talking about the overview interface, in the overview interface, we have media, we have stock media, we have audio, we have text, we have title, we have transition, we have effect, we have filter, we have seeker, and we have template. All these serve a wonderful purpose. But if you are using a lower version than 13 or you're using lower version downward, you might not get to see filter. So this filter is just a new updated feature in Filmora 13. So the first thing you need to do before editing anything on this app is to configure the software. So to do that, you go to File, then you go to Preferences. So under Preferences, we have General, we have Folder, we have Editing, we have Media Cache, and we have Performance. You go to Performance, then you make sure that this is toggled on. Enable hardware acceleration for video rendering and playback. This accelerates the backend rendering for your videos. Next, you need to click on Preview Render. Make sure that this is toggled on. You set this to every 30 seconds. So what this does is that it automatically renders your footage. You know, when you add effects, you add in some special stuffs to your video, you don't need to go back and render manually. So this does that for you at the back end. The next thing you need to do is to go to proxy. Automatically create proxies when media resolution is higher. So this saves you a lot of stress. So you're going to set it to the highest number here. We have to the highest resolution. We have 3840 times 21 by 60. Yeah, so you set it to that and you click on apply. Great. Now let's go to importing and organizing media. Under our media tab, our media panel, click on it like this. So you have your Windows File Explorer opened. So to import video or audio to Filmora, you make sure that this is in the media panel and you click on import. So the shortcut for that is Ctrl O. And I'm going to select this. I'm selecting this. I'm selecting this. I'm selecting this and I'm selecting this. Then you click open. So you have your footage in the media panel. At my right hand side here, we have the player. And under we have the timeline. So to add a clip or audio to your timeline, you can do that in two ways in Filmora. First is by clicking on it like this and dragging it down to your timeline. You click on Keep Project Settings. The second way you can do that is to make sure that the cursor is at the beginning of the playhead and click on the plus sign here. You have added the footage to your timeline like that also. So anywhere this cursor is, that's where the video is going to start from. Let us try it with this. Have you seen it? It was here. This is where the cursor was before. So it will come over to that place and paste. But no stress. You can move this to the front too. You delete this, then you click on it like this, then drag forward. Cool. We have our footage in our timeline. So before going deeper, let me quickly address resolution and how you can pick resolution in Filmora. So by default, Filmora comes in 16 by 9. That is landscape. So if you want to work with a portrait video, you can do that directly from the main interface, like the main startup interface. And if you have clicked on new project, this is going to come in as the default 16:9. So to do that, if you want to change your project settings, to do that, you come to file, you go to project settings, then you change this to whatever you want to work with. We have 16:9, we have Instagram, we have standard, we have 4:5, we have 16:9 cinema, we have 30:4 business. So you click on the one you want to work with, and boom, is now in portrait. So I'll be working with landscape in this video. And to review your clip before adding them to the timeline, you go ahead and click on it like this. Then the preview will show. The same thing to these two, the preview will show. The same thing to these two, the preview will show. Good. Up next, let's talk about the basic editing tool in Filmora, cutting and trimming. So I have this revolving globe in the space, which is the earth. As you can see, it's playing. So I want to split this track into two. So I'm going to put it at 10 seconds. There are two ways you can do that. Is either you use Ctrl V, or we click on this cut sign. Now we have the track splitted into two already. To trim in Filmora, you put your cursor at the end of the timeline, at the end of the footage you want to trim. You put it. Then once you put it, the arrow will change to this, and you drag it to the point where you want it to trim to. So that is trimming. Splitting, you're basically cutting a clip into two. To move your clips around in the timeline, you click on it, then you move. So just note that you can move left or right. The same thing to this, and move. Hold down your left key and move them. So we have that. So you want to undo or redo, like you made a mistake and you want to roll over the changes. All you need to do is to come over to this place. We have the undo and we have the redo. Cool. So we all know how important music is in our video. So let me show you how to do that in Filmora. Okay. Under the panels we have here, we have audio, and Filmora is built in with some special audios that you can use if you don't have them on your computer. You can use this free asset in Filmora. We have music and we have sound effects. You have a lot of them that Filmora has built in for us that will help us ease the race. So all you just need to do is to, let's say you're working on a documentary video. I know that a documentary video sometimes used to be in this kind of horror format. All you just need to do is to come over to the search bar in case you don't see what you're looking for in the tab that Filmora has given you. You come over here and put the particular name of what you're looking for. Okay, I'm looking for horror sounds. Press enter. So we have horror atmosphere, we have horror atmosphere, we have truth is there. So we have so many of them. All you just need to do is to download them and use them in your timeline. So here's how you can use them in your timeline. After you've downloaded them, it will show this plus sign. You tap on it. This is the preview. You tap on it and drag it to your timeline. Now we have our audio in our timeline. Cool. So to add sound effect to your timeline, you do it the same way. You come over to sound effect under the audio tab. You come on to sound effect. You click on it too. Let's say I want horror sound effect. I've seen one that I want to use. You click on the download icon to download the soundtrack. Cool. Then you move it down a little. Then the same way, the same procedure, you left click and you bring it down. Cool. So to disable clip in Filmora, let us say for instance, I want to hear this particular soundtrack, this particular sound effect that I added. I want to see how good it is without me adding the first track, like adding the music to it. All you just simply need to do is to, on your keyboard, is to press E. Once you press E, this will disable the clip, but it won't delete it from your timeline. This is very good for, proper checking and inspection of sound in your video. So you click on it like this. So we have only the sound effect. So if you want to bring back the sound music, it's the same thing you're going to do. You click on it, then you press E. Then it's back. The same thing applies to the sound effect. If you want that to be off too, and you still want the soundtrack to be in the timeline, you click on it to like this and press E. Now you have it gone. Cool. So I'm going to turn back the sound effects. So now down to transition and effect in Filmora. So transition is simply moving from a clip to another, while effect is the visual enhancement that we add to our video. To do that, you come over to the transition bar, you click on it, then I want this particular clip, the first one I'm touching, I want you to transition to this particular clip. So I want this gone. To do that, you click on it and press delete. Then to transition it, we have various type of transition under the transition bar. We have transition, we have trending, we have fade and dissolve, you have zoom, we have slide. You have so many of them. So use transition according to the mode of your video. So I'm going to be using dissolve in this scenario. You click on it like this, you hold down your left mouse key, then you drag it to the timeline like this. Cool. That's how to transition between two clips. So to increase the timing, the duration of the transition, you bring down your mouse and put it at the starting point or either at the ending point. So you put it like this. Then once you put it there, the cursor will automatically change, which is telling you that yes, this is ready to move. You hold down your left mouse key and drag it a little. Cool, and we have a perfect transition there. To add effect to your videos, you come over to the effects panel here. You have a lot of them to use according to the mode of your video. Remember, don't misuse them and don't overuse them. Cool. So we have a lot of them. We have trending, we have basic, we have shape, we have zoom, we have flicker, we have glitch. A lot of them. So I'm going to be using the glitch light effect as this in my scenario. So to add effect to Filmora, you can do that in two ways. First is by adding them automatically to your clip like this. You hold down your left mouse key and add them to the particular footage you want to use it for. Pam. And now we have it in the particular footage I want to use it for. Let me undo this, Ctrl Z. And the second way to do that is to put them directly on top of the clip. So you only use the second method when you have multiple footage on that particular timeline, on that particular footage. Example, this is what I'm talking about. Let's say I have this again on my timeline. 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 You can use the second step of adding effect to your video. But if you want that effect to only be on the first clip, you delete this. You delete this, then you delete this. You go over to effects, then drag it on this. So now we have the effect only on the eagle. That is it. So let me quickly talk about layering. because I've done that and I need to explain what I've done. Because I've done that, I've added another clip on top of the main clip I have here. So now in Filmora, you can now adjust the timeline, you can adjust the player head, and you can adjust this panel above. So I want to move this a little so you can see what I'm talking about. So under this our tab here, we have audio 1, we have audio 2, we have video 1, video 2, 3, 4, and 5. The more you're adding more layer on top, the more the number is going to increase. So one thing you need to do again while editing, if you are working on complex project or multiple footage, all you need to do is to turn off this. I call it the auto repo. So what does auto repo does? Auto repo automatically close gaps in between your footage. For example, let me delete this. For example, I have this here and I come over to this place. Let us say, I want to say, oh, this footage is too long and I want to split it into two and delete the rest. So I come here, I split, and I come over to this clip in the middle and press delete. Nothing happened, right? Let me undo that. If I come over and on the auto repo, if I press Ctrl B and I delete this, it automatically closes the gap. So that's what this auto repo does. So by the time you're working on complex footages or multiple footages, by the time this is on, this will automatically shift away some elements that you have aligned where it's meant to be. Then conversion starts. So make sure to have that when working on complex footage. So let's talk about moving objects around your footage. In video editing, in animation, we call that keyframing. So to do that, I want to use an example in this scenario to move things around in our timeline, which we are going to be using also in Max Effect. Cool. You come over to sticker. So I want to use arrow. You come over here and search for arrow. So I have this. I'm going to bring it down to my timeline. You hold down your left mouse key and you drag it to the timeline. So I have this and I want this to span across from the left to the right. So to do that, you double click on it. Then under this panel, we have video, we have color, we have speed. Under video, we have where you can scale it. Then we have position. So I'm going to come to the X position. You hold down your left key and you move the mouse to the right hand side to when it's out of the view. Cool. I want to move this to our playhead. That is the beginning. Then you come over to this diamond shape. That is what we call keyframe. You add a keyframe there. Then I will come to the middle of the timeline. So I'll come to the middle of the footage that I want to animate to the left hand side. You're going to come over there and you hold down your left key and pull your mouse to the left. You drag it to when it is out of the timeline. You come back, then you play. So that's how you move object around in Filmora with keyframes. So next we talk about how to add text and title to our footage. Let's get started. To do that, you come over to the panel we have over here. You click on titles. Under titles, we have trending, we have title effect, we have plain title, we have 3D, we have VXF text, we have word art, we have cinematic, we have handwritten, we have neon, we have newly added. This is one of the new features in Filmora. And we have title template. Under title template, we have subtitle, we have newly added, we have spring, we have so many of them and that can work well with your videos. So all you just need to do is I'm going to be working with trending and I'm going to come over to the default title. So I'm picking this as a scenario. In your footage, in your video, you can use something different. So to do that, you can click on the plus sign to add to your project, Ctrl Z, and you can also drag it to the timeline like this. Cool. To edit the title, you can do that in two ways. It's either you come over to the playhead and double click on it like this, or you come over to the timeline and double click on it like this. So under it, we have 3 tabs there. We have titles, we have video, and we have text to speech. This is one of the new feature of Filmora. Cool. So after that, I want to edit this title. I want to change the font. You come over to titles, you add in your text here. I am delight visuals. Cool. So to change the font, you come over here. You have so many of them. I am delight visuals. To reduce the font size, you can do them like this. Add the number you want, 20, 70, 70, so on like that. To change the color, you come over to this place, you click on this color bar and change it to whatever you like. You change it to whatever color you like. You have a lot of presets that you can use down here. You have a lot of them, which is suitable for your videos. So that's how to add text to your footage in Filmora. To animate them, so this video started like this. So to animate this, you come over to animation. We have a lot of them. We have in and we have out. This is one of the new features of Filmora. So it allows you to animate the in of the animation and also the out of the animation. And you can also animate the loop. So most of the time, I usually do in and out. So we have a lot of them here. I'm going to be using typewriting. Then for out, I'm going to be using scatter. So let's have it. So that's how you can animate your text in Filmora. Up next, exporting video. You come over to the export button here. You can do that in two ways. The shortcut for that is Ctrl E. Ctrl E for export. Then you come over here, we have the name. So you're going to add the name you want to use to save the file. But before doing that, I have not saved this in Filmora. So if anything happened to my system now, I'm going to lose all my work. So anytime you are working on a project, make sure that in the first 5 minutes, make sure to save your project so you can be on a safer hand. So to do that, you hold down Ctrl S and add in the name of the video. Good. Now our project is saved. You can come back here, edit again, and use them later. So let's go back to export. Ctrl E. So I have the name tutor in the name. You come over to preset. So once you're selecting preset, make sure to always set it to match project settings. It's going to save you a lot of stress. Let me explain why I said that. So if you leave it in custom, there will be error if you are exporting. For example, let's say this video I made, the video I made for this tutorial is in landscape, right? So if I have a portrait video and I come over to export and the default custom setting is in landscape, it's going to export in landscape. So to save yourself that stress of exporting multiple times, you come over to custom and match to project settings. So this is going to save you a lot of stress and having multiple exports. The next thing you need to do is to come to the format option. You have a lot of formats here. We have MP4, we have WMV, we have HVEG, we have MOV. So most of the time, I recommend you use it MP4 or MOV for YouTube videos, Reels, Instagram, Facebook, or any social media platform, I recommend you use it MOV or MP4. So we'll come over to resolution. So this is how it works in Filmora. Once you have set this to match your project settings, you don't need to touch the resolution again. This will automatically get information from this. Good. So you don't need to touch that again. You come over here. So this is one of the new feature of Filmora. Now you can add thumbnails to your video directly from Filmora. To do that, you click on it like this. You have it generating thumbnails. So you can move it. Let us say I want this. Save. So we have this as our thumbnail. One thing Filmora allows us to do now again is to automatically add this to the front of our video. So by the time your viewers are playing your video, this will automatically be shown at the beginning of the video before the video starts. It's not even up to a second. So you come over to export. But before doing that, make sure you save your documents. Make sure you save your project in a place where you can access them on time. So by default, Filmora will automatically throw them into some kind of folder that you might not even have idea of where they are. So you need to set this before you export. Then you click on export. So that will be all we need to know in the basics for Filmora 13. We talked about basic editing tools, cutting, splitting, and trimming. We talked about how you can move objects in your timeline using keyframe, then adding text and title, then down to exporting videos in Filmora. If these tips have been helpful to you, kindly like, share, and subscribe to this channel. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about how you can color grade your video, how you can create custom templates in Filmora for future use, and how you can use Filmora AI for editing to ease the workflow. I'll see you in my next video.